Welcome back to another episode of the Way to Money podcast, my good people. And it's your host with the most. Well, that's trying to get the. You get the picture. Dantes, and today, I just want to have a little conversation with you guys and just let you know, take that next step. Whatever it is that you're doing in your life, just take that next step. Whatever you have planned, whatever that's incoming in your life, that next thing that you need to do in order to progress and grow. Just do that. Because I'd rather for you to be able to say, I took that chance and it didn't come out how I was supposed to, instead of having a regret that sits with you forever saying, I wish I would have took that opportunity to see what would happen. Maybe I'll be in a better predicament or not. Because I feel like even the people that I talk to around now, like friends and family, a lot of people want to take their lives in different trajectories, but they're scared of failure. They're scared of not being supported, quote unquote. And what a lot of people mean by supported is not having a lot of people to, I guess, validate them and back them up on their ideas and stuff like that. And I'm here to tell you, it don't matter. Even when I wanted to start this psychology, when I wanted to go to school for psychology and even start this podcast, people had their nicks and picks and stuff like that. And I wasn't always, I always wanted to tell people of what I had planned, to just show people my vision and just to put it out there and, wanted people to try to, I didn't want it to be accepted, but I just wanted to make people see, like, this is what I want to do when people would ask me on how to further myself. And I had complications with it on down the line, and it showed me, like, even though 1,000 people can be like, that's a crazy idea, you might not want to do that, or whatever the case may be, they don't know. Your work ethic may be different than theirs. A lot of people can't even sit somewhere for 45 minutes to even pay attention to something without going to their phone, without trying to interact with people, without trying to do anything other than focus on their specific task. Notice how hard it is for a lot of people just to do that one specific thing. And it's crazy because you wouldn't even think about how everybody else is affecting you until you just sit down with yourself and be like, well, they did say I can't do this. They did say that. If everybody had that same stigma towards themselves, would nobody be accomplishing anything? People are going to talk about you whether you here on earth or dead in the grave. Don't let people swindle you and lower your standards because you feel like you have to dumb down yourself to be around them and to make them feel validated. Then both of y'all is both of y'all in the same predicament, but guess what? When you leave this earth, all you can be able to say is, I kept it with my friends to the point to where I lessened myself to be with these people that probably don't even care about you like that. I'll never let myself, if a true friend would allow me to hinder myself, not grow, and pay attention to everything else that doesn't matter, that's not my friend for real. And I feel like a lot of people around here have people that be amen and yes man to a whole lot of stuff that they friends do because they feel like, well, I've been with my friend 25 years, or we've been on my grandma's house. He didn't cook my grandma that cooked him some food. That don't matter. It doesn't matter. It never mattered how close you are with a person. If they hindering you and stopping you from progressing and you feel like you You steady trying to extend an arm, a leg, and a toe out to them, and they're not taking into account of how you feel. It matters not what they feel. It's you. It's your life. They're not living it. Because when they go out and do some more stuff, guess what? You have no identity. A lot of people don't even have their own separate identity from being within a group. Say for instance, a posse in high school. You once the high school posse gets disbanded, everybody move on with their life. People start to have kids and move and get married and all this type of stuff. You have no identity because you spent your whole childhood, teenagehood, pretty much flocking around a bunch of people. You spent your time doing it instead of actually making something of yourself, establishing your own name, and growing to where somewhere you need to be. That's not smart. In time, you setting yourself up to have a lot of, like I said, a lot of things to go wrong. Because now you stuck in a job somewhere that you don't want to be, trying to find yourself, and now you're trying to see where you went wrong. It's not about trying to become more than you trying to make it seem like you better than somebody. All that. That's cockiness and arrogance is way different from you actually just want to live and progress your life. And I feel like if we as people stop trying to see everything as somebody is trying to be better than us, and everybody needs to better themselves in some way or aspect. Stop trying to make that an excuse. And if your friends are manipulating you or making you feel bad because of that, like I told you before, and I keep reiterating this, they are not your friends. Period. People, what do they have to do honestly, to get you to see that? They don't care. They want you to stick there with them. As long as you at the bottom with them, they'll keep on continuing on being friendly and all that. Whole time if they go up, do they care about what you doing when you in the back seat? No, they don't. That's just how it is. And that's the sad truth. We don't want to say it because we look at these people. We look at people we close to. That's my lifeline. That's my best friend for so-and-so. That's my wife. That's my husband. Oh, whoever it may be. You have to take into account who people show you are. People, that's the only way you're going to be financially smart about yourself, even dealing with people. Because when you get out here in adulthood and you have to go out here and discover a lot of stuff, get into financial ventures such as owning a business, advertisement, franchisement. It can be advertisement, franchisement, anything. You have to know that. These people are not, a lot of people don't be here for your benefit. Most of the time, it just be to get something out of you. I ain't seen people, for example, that only stuck around certain people because they had vehicles. They piled up in one car. And guess whose car it is? It's always the friend car. It's never their car. It's never their car. They don't even have one. You ask them about gas money, now it's quiet. Nobody says anything. But you see what I'm saying? People only use you when it's beneficial to them. That's when the true nature of people start to come out and starts to show. People, you have to understand, taking the next step, worry not about your past and what you've been through to get there. Your focus now is your future and your present time. Taking this decision could change your whole life trajectory. And you mean to tell me you gonna stop? You mean to tell me that you gonna let it waste aside just because you don't want to leave your friends behind when they can do the same thing that you're doing? but they choose to involve themselves in bullcrap. And you entertaining it because you still want them around. Let's be honest though. But we do this every day. We accept a whole lot of mediocrity from our friends that we don't have to. And a lot of times, we as people, I don't know why we get like this, they be scared to tell them about themselves. Because they don't want to lose them as friends. If you become that much codependent on a person, one singular person, a friend, he's not even family to you. How are you going to function in life? If that person was to get out your life right now, what would you do? Break down? Cry? Like, you got to understand how mentally draining and like how mentally disturbing that is. Some people have so much codependency on a friend. On a friend that they lose sight of their own goals. They don't chase after anything because they want to follow up behind them all day. They want to still feel like they're included. They want to be a part of the game, the group. No. You limiting, the only thing you are doing is limiting your potential. That's all you are ever doing. You don't want to say that. A lot of people, that's the ugly truth. Stop trying to blame everything else on other people. Start moving in life to where when you get these big opportunities, you don't have to play the guessing game. You don't have to sit up here and politic with yourself. Would you seem too good enough if you took this opportunity? Will people still be able to relate to you if you took this opportunity? Will people still be able to will people still be able to say you're from this background if you took this opportunity? It does not matter. We as people have to stop. We have to stop. We have to stop infatuating ourselves with this nonsense just to kick it. Just to be a part of something that you were never really a part of anyway. When all y'all at the bottom, it's a lot of conversation happening. People at the top don't even talk to each other like that. They talk through business. They talk through numbers. They talk through statistics. They talk through productivity. They don't do gossip. All that gossiping about nothing, and you are contributing and making no move, no prioritization about yourself. You're just sitting in your own mind, basically. You're, like I said, you allowing them. If your friend, people, no matter what age you are, we all have that friend that sits and talks about literally nothing all day. About what he's seen on Facebook, about what somebody posted on TikTok trying to go viral, and all that. And this is another thing too I would like to touch on. People, even with this Trump election and stuff like that, I know I'm like veering off what I recently said. People, stop trying to put out a narrative and control stuff that it can't be controlled. You can't control it. This is what I'm saying about people not actually even moving in ways to where they'll even get big opportunities like that. Because they putting themselves on the smallest scale possible and trying to make them look like they're bigger than what they are. You are a small content creator. Don't be trying to go viral for making these weird takes or trying to down a whole nother person or community, race, or whatever it may be. That's all that's going on now. And you thinking when you get a $1 million deal on your table, you thinking Are you serious? Like, I'm stumbling because it's like, people, do you think somebody will offer you $1 million acting like that on social media? You have no proper etiquette. You have no proper nothing about you is speaking $1 million. Even if you don't have it, you have to move like that in order to even get these opportunities. Take that next step. Grow, people. You don't always have to be at every party. You don't always have to be at every function trying to kick it, trying to do whatever. You don't do that. Focus on time trying to grow yourself and actually help yourself to become a better person. There's nothing wrong with it. I feel like as time passes on, we lose we lose insight on how really we look at everything now. Actually, being on top of your stuff is looked at as lame and boring. When there's people out here that can't even get out of poverty because they had the same notion, the same type of mindset. It's a mindset thing with this. I'm not just up here trying to be like, when I even started looking at finances and all this other type of stuff, I wanted to put myself ahead of the curve. Why? I didn't care about who else was looking at this and looking at taxes or anything like that. I took it upon myself to learn about tax deduction, to learn about investment, to learn about credit, to learn about trade lines, to learn about pretty much anything that you can pretty much find about finances. I'm learning about now and still is. I'm contributing to my future. That's what you're supposed to do. That's taking the next step. I'm helping myself because ain't nobody else. It will be nobody else to be up here to show me, to tutor me every day. I have to do this. It has to be in you. You can't sit up here and try to act like the world is so oblivious right now because your parents are taking care of everything. That's why you don't care now. It hasn't hit you in the face. A lot of times, life literally has to backhand you in order to get you together. And it shouldn't take that. I feel like anybody of all ages, people who can relate to these situations, who has a friend like this, please remove them from your life and watch how much better it be. I know people now who still linger on to that one friend because they don't want to make themselves look like the uncool person. They don't want to make themselves look like they're changing. They're switching up. They're being different. They're being weird. I'd rather be weird to somebody that holds no benefit to me. Let me X you out the situation entirely. Because we are not gaining nothing from each other, having brain rot conversations, talking about nothing and sitting and burning time, gas, and energy. Talking about nothing. We are planning nothing. We have nothing to talk about, honestly. You wasted my battery about nothing. If you're people, we got to start contributing more. It's all about what you have around you. If your circle is not like I said, helping you produce, helping you with being productive, encouraging you to do this, encouraging you to move this way, giving you tips and advice, people, take those people to heart. These people are not doing this. You have actually people that out here got genuine love for their friends and stuff. But you want to know something? They friends, and like I say, even family members, they be so stuck in their ways, they not listening to it. And then I had And then they have this stigma of wishing like, I wish I would have did better with my life. I wish I would have enjoyed or did more of this and more of this. It's too late. You already wasted your opportunity, people. We only get one chance at this thing we call life. Let's do it right the first time. You gonna make mistakes, you gonna bump your head. Sometimes you gonna be confused about stuff. And that's more than normal. But don't linger in it. And that'll be it for this, episode. And I just wanted to come on here and just let you know that now. And I feel like as I grow this as I start to shift in a different way on how I do content, I will more likely be, just coming to you all, just having open ended, like I said, just having discussions with you all based on how I feel, other people's experiences, and just fueling them in and just trying to feed y'all different things to where y'all can intake it in and propagate in your own life. So, and with that being said, please make sure you follow our Facebook, anywhere we on, to get your podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Castbox. We're on everything. Make sure you subscribe to the new YouTube page. Everything that I post will be on there. Download the episode. Do not forget to download. Y'all don't like to download. Please download. It supports me, the creator. That you that you love. I will hope that you love me. You better love me. Like, I'm doing this content for you, so it gotta be some love in it, right? Right? Anyway, I'll see y'all in the next episode. And best believe, y'all might gonna want to stay tuned for the next episode. Because I know Trump won the election and got the whole world in disarray. So, the next episode, maybe Trumponomics. I don't know. We talking about Trump's economic policy. I pray that don't get me canceled before I even get popping. But we'll see, people. See y'all in the next episode. Peace.